you believe me if I said I'm in love? Baby, I want you to want me. Would you believe me if I said I'm in love? Baby,
Oh, hey. I guess you're here to learn about Lewis Carroll, aren't you? Yeah, I bet you are. My name's Bo Bartlett, and I'll be teaching you a little bit about Lewis Carroll and the things that influenced his writings, both as a child and as an adult author. First thing, growing up, was that he didn't have a lot of friends. He lived on a very isolated farm, and the closest town was about, I don't know, it was far away. And he was even recounted by another author as playing with worms when he was a kid. He would line them up and make them have civilized warfare. It's pretty intense. Secondly,
The disabilities.
oh yeah, he had disabilities growing up, such as stammering and ADHD, which at the time wasn't really recognized as a disability. And thirdly,
Differences.
he didn't know what to do in life. He wasn't exactly sure what he wanted to do. Even as an author, he recalls not being quite sure if he wants to invent, write, or teach. He wrote books on all the subjects. Oh yeah. You see the isolationism in his life surface in some of his books, such as Through the Looking Glass, which is the book I happen to read. It's fantastic. You should get it at Barnes & Noble's. It's only $7. In Through the Looking Glass, you notice that all of the characters are always very isolated. Alice is the character in Through the Looking Glass, and in every scene she's by herself. As a human, there's a lot of personification, and chess pieces move around the room and things like that. But otherwise, the child was very lonely. Secondly, his disabilities growing up. He often had a severe temper because he couldn't quite express himself how he felt he could best, due to the fact that he would often stammer, even into his teenage years. I feel this surfaces in the book because oftentimes what would happen is the character would encounter things that wouldn't be expected that would often set her back, which is similar to his situation. He would often have setbacks in life due to the disabilities. Thirdly, he didn't really know what to do with his life. He didn't really know what to do with his life because he oftentimes had problems committing to whatever it was he had in front of him, whether it had been inventing, writing, or teaching. He taught at a couple of universities as a famous mathematician, and he also invented a stamp holder, which at the time was very popular. If you didn't have a stamp holder, you were a loser. This surfaces in the writing. Whenever the character is really confused as to which path they should take, which you'll notice if you read the book, oftentimes the character's left with indecision, but ends up finding what they wanted was right in front of them all along, which is often how he felt in life. And I guess I would too. 4! That's right. Yeah. That was good. Good effort.
we are. She got me. Well, this has gotta be the longest crush ever. If I ever get to fucking be the longest bus ever. Love is a drug like the strongest stuff ever. And